will be assigned at the first position, okay? And then if this isn't, and this is, this will be assigned at the second position. And if that is, that will be assigned at the first. If that is, now it's assigned at the second, as opposed to where before it was assigned at the first, okay? So that's why we're not putting any key in between. Now we're just going to check if the favorite color is empty, and if it isn't, then create the variable favorite color and assign it the same value. Otherwise, put something in the errors. Now, because the age form input is a select box, it's always going to have a value. So a clever thing to do is to create an option which has the text something like "please select" on it, and then assign the value of that option to none set. And then when you come to check the thing, you can't say if not empty, because the select box is always going to have something in it. So what you do is you say if $_post age is not equal to none set. Okay, that's why you have that option that says none set. So you can do this. Then make the age variable. Otherwise, put something in the errors. And finally, we do it with the query if not empty. Create the query variable. Otherwise, put something in the errors. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to say if empty errors. So if there is nothing in the errors array, if there are no errors, then just echo out all the information. Okay. Otherwise, echo the following errors occurred, and then use the for each array looper, it steps through the arrays, to echo out each error, so errors as error. Okay, and then we're just echoing out each error between a paragraph tag. And then we say, please try again, okay? And all that happens. And you'll notice an else, and the form is actually between the else. And the reason being for that is because we're saying if it is set, then process it. Otherwise, if it isn't set, else, output the form, okay? And that's why we have the else. If we had the form outside an else, if we didn't have an else and we just had the form at the end, what would happen is it would process the form, it would output this stuff, and then the form would be output as well, which would just look weird, okay? Whereas using the else, it's either or, You can't have both of them output because it's an else. So, by the laws of PHP, only one can be output. So let's go ahead and test this really quickly. We're going to go to the tutorials folder. Here's the form. I'm just going to try submitting the form without anything in it to see if the errors worked. And like a charm, it has said the following errors occurred: no name, no favorite color, no age, no query. Please try again. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'll try filling out my name, a sib, and filling out my age group, and hopefully only 2 of them should be output. Yeah, so no favorite color, no query, as expected. Now let's fill in this one, blue, no query. Okay, so, and finally, if we fill in the query, something random, it outputs all of it. Okay, and of course it doesn't output the form, which was the crucial part of our else if block. So there we go. And notice it's all done on the same page. All this is on the index page. Okay. There we go. Yep. So it's all on the index page. And that's probably one of the coolest, well, not one of the coolest, but it's a really nice thing to have about PHP, because you don't have to then clutter your server with thousands of files. If you want to make a form, you have to have 2 files for one form, just because you need to have one file to have the actual form and then the other to process. If you use this method, you can do those both in one, and you can halve the amount of files you have on your server. And just so everyone knows, this sort of basic way of checking if it's been submitted, making the errors array, checking all the inputs, checking if the errors are empty, doing all that stuff, otherwise output the errors. That is all default form checking stuff, form processing stuff. You will always, well, I'm pretty sure I can just about guarantee you will always do that stuff, do all this when you make a form in PHP. Okay. Anyways, guys, this is a pretty long tutorial, so I'm gonna stop it now. So comments, leave comments, or send me a message, whatever, if you have any questions. Over and out.